In a world full of noise and endless distractions, where the city never sleeps and voices compete to be heard, one podcast dares to cut through the chaos. Welcome to the Oracle 19 podcast, where truth meets thought and bold ideas spark conversations that shape our urban world.
Welcome to a brand new podcast. And as always, this is the Oracle 19. And my name is Mr. Greatness. Today's topic, we're going to get into legal matters. Knowing the laws of the land. Knowing the laws of the land. Very important, I think, for most of us citizens to know. But before we get started with that, we have to take care of the business aspect of things. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is EVOLUTIONOFLONDON.com. We have a whole wide range of products. That's men's, kids, ladies' clothes, cologne, perfume, jewelry, house products, and much more. EVOLUTIONOFLONDON.com, as well as EVOLUTIONOFLONDON.org, O-R-G, for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. And finally, EVOLUTIONOFLONDON.store, S-T-O-R-E, for custom sneakers, more clothes, DVDs, games, and much more. EVOLUTIONOFLONDON.store. If you want to put your business on this platform, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Same email if you want to make a free will offering to the Oracle 19 podcast via PayPal, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. Our main email, if you have any questions, concerns, or anything, general information, the Oracle 19 at the Oracle19radio.com. We have different links to other affiliates. www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. You can support us that way. We do have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube, digital artwork, and consulting services as well. www.patreon.com/evolutionoflondon. We're on Rumble, rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. Like, subscribe, and share. And our internet radio website, www.theoracle19radio.com. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars from scented to unscented. Now the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, just to name a few. So if you want to place an order for these luxury candles, over 35 plus burning hours, very good quality. Email the company at royalty9international@gmail.com. You'll find them on Instagram and TikTok. Again, Royalty 9 International. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, email him. healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ. If you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at DJ Panthro, Panthro, djpanthro519 at gmail.com. Again, that's djpanthro519 at gmail.com. Excuse me, at gmail.com. Check out his link to his clothing line as well as accessories on his YouTube channel, DJ Panthro 519 on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share to his platform. He does video editing as well, so email him again, DJ Panthro 519 at gmail.com. You'll find him on Instagram and TikTok. The Real DJ Panthro. Again, that's the Real DJ Panthro on TikTok. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. We have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And Continue to Train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye. So like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel on YouTube. And Mr. Evolution of London, that's our health and wellness channel. I need your guys to support me on that by subscribing to Mr. Evolution of London, Mr. MR period Evolution of London, and then you can type in parentheses health and wellness. You'll see that. We got to build that subscriber base up. So I need y'all to check it out and help me out with that. Kenzo Gang, Kinzo for Afro beats. Check out his album Discovery and his single Adorer on all major platforms. That's YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, just to name a few. And if you want to book for him to come to your venue, more Kenzo at gmail.com. That's more, MOOR, KEENZO at gmail.com. More Kenzo at gmail.com. Now, the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for creators, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London, both of those on YouTube, of course. Rumble.com, just type in the Oracle 19, and finally www.theoracle19radio.com. Well, as I mentioned before, today's topic, knowing the laws of the land. And that's a lot of times is overlooked. We make excuses for not knowing the law. For example, if you move, let's say in America, and be specific, let's say in New York City, and even dumb that down, Brooklyn, New York. Now, let's say you just moved to BK, Brooklyn, BK all day. Basic laws. You don't need to be a lawyer, but you should know the basic laws and how the police flow, how they move. What's the chances are for you to get a ticket location-wise? Who are you? Race have a lot to do with that as well. A young black man, this is the unfortunate situation. Young black man, let's say with a nice car, driving. And I'm just using Brooklyn as an example, but it could be in different parts of the United States, North America in general. You know, if you drive in a nice car, the police is going to stop you. That's the percentage. The percentage is high that you're going to be profiled. This is the reality. No matter what other races say, well, you know, y'all got drugs and all. No matter, no. It's first of all, it's not true. You got Asians, Indians, so forth, gangs selling drugs. But again, we talk about you got to know who you are and what you're dealing with, and know the basic laws to maneuver. What do I mean? Let's say you Brooklyn, New York, young black man, nice car. The reality, you be pulled over. What does that mean? You need to definitely always make sure your driver's license is up to date. That's phase one. You can't be like other races that maybe you can get away with it with a warning or a lesser charge. You know, as a young black man, you have to, if you're on the road, you have to have your driver's license in order. Basic traffic law 101. You know you have to have your insurance, car insurance, up to date in order. Basic, knowing the law. Why? Because if not, you will get a ticket. You can pretty much bank on that. Other races maybe can wean themselves out of the situation, maybe get a warning, maybe get a lesser charge. But you, the chances are, as a young black man, even an older black man, but let's just say a younger black man, you will have to deal with the consequences. You cannot just say, well, I didn't know. You can't tell the officer, I didn't know. It's your responsibility to know if you're on the road. That's why when you get your permit, you're being tested on road rules of the road. As a young black man, you don't have that leeway. So you have to know the law. The basics. Knowing you gotta have a driver's license up to date. Pay attention to when it expires. You have to pay attention to, making sure you have proper insurance. Your car is up to date, no lights off, or like headlights. Make sure both headlights is working, because you can get a ticket if you have one headlight off. It's your responsibility. You can't say, well, I didn't know, officer, about my headlight, so I shouldn't get a ticket. He's not hearing it. Ignorance, not knowing the law is not going to help you. That's the game of life. So this is just example one, traffic, especially as a black man. Knowing the law in your neighborhood. If you're in your house, blast the music. Nothing wrong with entertaining yourself, but certain local laws, there's bylaws. After 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, you can't play loud music in your house. Somebody could call you and you can get a fine or a little ticket for that. You can't be like, you know what, I'm just going to keep playing. Especially as a black man. But for anyone, you still have to know the law, basic. Let's say, for example, jaywalking. Jaywalking is an old law in a lot of the cities. states, provinces that's overlooked. What is jaywalking? J-A-Y. Jaywalking is when you crossing the light when it's red. If you walking, it say don't walk, and you walking across the street when the light is red as a walker. That law is overlooked in a lot of cities and states. It's so minute, but it is a law. And if the cop wanted to mess with you, he can mess with you straight up on jaywalk. Get him maybe $100 fine. He could stop you if he see you breaking the law and say, let me see your ID. And you'll say, for what? What did I do? You walked across the street when the light was red. Sir, ma'am, I don't want to hear that. I got to go to work. I'm rushing. Cops say, wait a minute. I need to see your ID. You refuse. Now it escalates to get a second ticket. You're impeding the officer's job. You go that route. You start being belligerent, screaming. I know my rights. I pay my taxes. How about disorderly charge? Disorderly conduct charge. Now you got 3 tickets. 10 minutes. Basic laws. You start acting, screaming, and so forth. Disturbing the peace. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Got 4 charges. 4. No, I ain't doing it. Now, officer got to get physical with you. Resisting arrest. Number 5. Your fines easily could jump from $100 now a couple $1,000. Jail time. Night. You gotta spend a couple days in jail now. Get a court date next month. You're welcome. All because it started from jaywalking. That's how minute and swift your case can escalate of not knowing the laws of the land. And that could happen different states, different provinces, different countries. You got to know where you live, who you're dealing with, what country, what area you preside. The law is not trying to hear, I don't know. I didn't know. It's not my fault. Well, whose fault is it? Is it the law's fault? Yes, it's man-made laws. Yes, we don't like a lot of these man-made laws. It's a hustle. But it's a law. And we live in it. This is our reality. Unfortunately. So you have to know the basics. You just can't be stuck on stupid and say, well, I just don't know. I can't deal with the law. F the police. You're not going to win that. And there's a lot of misunderstanding, common legal misunderstandings that always occur because you, as a human being, just say, I'm above the law. Can't do that. You won't win. Knowing the basics, knowing what the basics around you doesn't take a lot of time. Nowadays, you have a phone, smartphone. You got AI to regurgitate, get some of this information about law, find out your local law. We're not asking you to know the section, criminal code. Just know the basics. If you don't have a driver's license, what can happen? If you don't have your insurance, what can happen? If you running around your local neighborhood buck nakeds, what can happen? What do you mean, Mr. Greatness? If you're running around the house and running around the streets naked, nude, what can happen? That was when I said buck nakeds, that was just a metaphor, a phrase, a little humor. Meaning if you are outside in the streets, walking around nude, naked, no clothes on, you will get a ticket. And it can escalate. Mr. Greatness, I was walking around bucka naked for years in my country. I've been free. I always been me and free. I always walk down the street butt naked. From a childhood. Why I can't do it in the city? Because you in the city, sir. We not in places in your country where you can roam naked, nude. We gotta have common sense. I'm just using this as an example. Knowing the laws of the land. These are basic things. Being ignorant, especially in North America, not knowing the law, is not going to get you sympathy. It won't. Matter of fact, in a lot of times in the court system, it would tick off the judges. Because it's like you running around here, you're a grown man, grown woman, and you're saying, I didn't know. The best thing for you to do if you're in court is just apologize. You're guilty, is known, apologize, and tell the court you will never do that again, and you move on and hope for the best. That's more respectable in the court of law. Just saying. But you got to know the laws of the land and how laws vary from region to region. Let's say, for example, this is the basics. Certain cities, when you're driving, I'm just using traffic examples right now, but I can flip in different things, different other cases or different other matters within law. But let's say you're driving, there's certain places, certain states, you can't make a right turn at the light. You have to wait for the light to turn red. And a lot of people live in different states, the southern states, where you can make right turns, no problem. But in the East Coast, you can't make a right turn. You make a right turn, you got yourself a ticket. Now, let's say you get a ticket. Let's say I'll use New York City as an example. And then you get a $150 ticket for making a right right turn at the red light for all my drivers out here. And you say, well, I live in North Carolina. In North Carolina, we can make right turns. The judge from New York City will tell you, we're not in North Carolina. Well, I used to make right turns all the time in North Carolina. We're not in North Carolina, sir, ma'am. This is NYC. In New York City, you cannot make a right turn. And instead of being remorseful, say, well, I can't understand this. That can mean that ticket will stick. Judge could say, I'm ordering you to pay $150 by the end of the month. If not, it will be interest on it, and interest will be compounded by the day. And next thing you know, you're like, screw this $150. I live in North Carolina. Now, you never show up in New York City for the next 10 years. Your ticket now from $150 jumps to like $2,000, $3,000 interest. Now you come to New York City and visit your family. You park your car. You maybe park anybody from, let's say, Brooklyn, the tri-state area. You gotta move your car side to side different days. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, you gotta move it side to side. Because it's always, they do cleaning, sweeping. Anybody from New York City knows what I'm talking about. But let's say, for example, you're a visitor from North Kakalaki. For all my listeners, North Carolina, that's the phrase I use, metaphor, North Kakalaki. You're coming from North Carolina. You forgot that you owed a couple G's, a couple $1,000 for your parking tickets in New York City. But you're back 10 years later, visiting your family and friends. You park your car in the Brooklyn neighborhood. But wait, it's Monday morning. Alternate side street parking is in effect. You gotta move your car, but you don't realize it. Now 11 o'clock in the morning pass. Traffic cop sees your car still on that one side is supposed to be moved. You get a ticket. They check your plates. Oh, there's some back money. Like $3,000. Immediately, while you sleeping at your family's house, and it's like now 12 o'clock noon, traffic cop wrote you a ticket for, let's say, $100. But wait a minute. You owe some more. They check it. Because in New York City, if you have a certain amount of money outstanding, your car is towed away. Get the flatbed truck and tow your car with the ticket on it. 2 o'clock, you wake up. You decide, okay, I'm going to go Burlington Coat Factory, downtown Brooklyn, and check out some clothes there. You tell your family, I'll be back, driving downtown. But wait, you go outside, you don't see your car. You're like, Where's my car? Where's my car? Then you start panicking. Get a little anxiety attack. Maybe I'll park my car around the corner. So you walk around the corner. You try to click on your automatic alarm button, but you hear no sound. Where's my car? So you go and run to the block you initially thought you parked your car, but only thing you see is the oil stain on the ground. You like, what's going on? So you race in your house. Tell your family, my car's gone. What happened? You're in panic mode. First thing you're thinking, maybe someone stole the car. It is a nice car. It's a brand new Infinity. Looks delicious. So your family members hip you. They from the city. You didn't move your car, right? You got to move it from side to side. If you don't, you get a ticket. You're like, oh no. You ask your family members, how much you think a ticket is? Well, it should be $100. They don't know what's happening. Plus towing fee, another $100, and sheriff department, storage fee. They charge you by the day. So if you don't get your car out by the next day, now if you wait a week or 2 weeks, it could be a little bit over 1,000, maybe a couple of thousand, plus your fees. And if you don't pick it up, then it's auctioned at the city auction, the Brooklyn Navy Yard, or other locations, maybe in Queens somewhere. For all my New Yorkers, you understand this. Now you're panicking because you need to go back home to North Kakalaki. So now your mind is racing. Now you clue in finally with the help of your family members. Uh-oh. I didn't pay parking tickets for 10 years ago. They say, uh-oh, most likely you're going to have to pay that past due and the current past due if you want your car. Now you complaining and crying to your family members, I didn't know this. I didn't know. I thought if I didn't have to pay those tickets back in 10 years ago, it just would go away. Because I don't live here anyway. I'm from North Carolina. I thought that was a New York thing. They say money is money. You still owe. You're welcome. So now you contact the city. Got to contact the sheriff office the next day because the same day as they picking up cars, they don't have your information in the system yet. But the following day, let's say they will have it after 9:00 a.m. And then you get the news that, yes, we got your car in the impound, the Brooklyn Navy Yard. You owe us. How much is it? Let's tabulate this. Well, you owe from yesterday, and then our fees and storage fees and back fees and front fees, and 10 years ago. 10 years ago? I thought I paid that already. Nope. Nope. Plus interest. Compound by daily. Ma'am, $12,000. Wow. 12,000? Now I'm paraphrasing. It could be a little less and stuff, but I'm just throwing numbers right now. Just walk with me. Now you gotta pay 12 G's, and you got like 2.5, 3 weeks to pay it before it be auctioned. Maybe a month before it's auctioned, give or take. All because not paying attention to the laws of the land, not following the laws of the land. Just a traffic story from me to you. See how things can escalate? Story time with Mr. Greatness. And you didn't, because you didn't want to really pay attention to the law. Whether that's the local, state, or federal. I can switch off in terms of criminal. Let's say, for example, you got arrested and charges was reduced, and part of the agreement is you have to go see your probation officer once a week. But no, because you are weeded up, liquored up all the time, absent-minded, you forget to go to your probation officer. You feel it's not important. They can't do nothing to me. I'm above the law. So guess what happens? You don't see your probation officer on a weekly basis. Heck, you don't even see your probation officer in a month. Now, there's a warrant for your arrest. And the agreement that was made previously in court is if you seen your probation officer, stay clean, not get in trouble, you wouldn't have to spend the maximum of 5 years in jail. The agreement is maybe 4 years or 3 years probation. But you want to be hard-headed, absent-minded, and stupid, feel I don't need to. It's not important. I'm tired. I don't feel like going into the probation officer and hearing the same rhetoric over and over again. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. Now you feel like getting a warrant? You got a warrant now. I ain't worrying about that warrant. It's too many people out in the city. They can't just worry about me. But guess what? You could be on the road driving. Now you got a warrant. You get a random stop. Your name comes up. It's a warrant for your arrest. It's no longer a traffic issue. Now it's a criminal issue. SWAT team of cops will come, because definitely more than one, especially if you're a so-called black man. It won't be just one car for you. Minimum 5 cars for you. That's for you. That's your gift. Get down, get down, get down. All for one. You like, what's going on? Shut up. I mean, officer, is this on call for? Get down and shut up. Now, more charges are laid on you. Just trying to plead your case. Try to state what's going on. Ouch. Now you going to get arrested. The warrant will stick. Go back to court. You got to serve your time, the rest of your time in prison. All because you didn't feel like going to see your PO. You see how things can easily spiral? Not paying attention to the law, being ignorant. You got to know the importance of law and understanding it on a basic level. Basic things you need to know. Who you are. What you're working against. What race are you? Because as I explained, the so-called black man, he gets no sympathy. None. He can't go around because there's two sets of laws. Quietly, there's black law and white law. White court system will deal with a black man a lot more harsher than a white man. That's a cold reality. That's the underlying truth. I say allegedly, but we know the real deal, the reality. So you have to be a much more astute to the times, so-called black man. So, but everyone still have to know the law. You can't be ignorant on the basics. And this is a reason why a lot of people get caught up easily, whether it's criminal, whether it's traffic, even family court. Here's a reality in family court. Now I'm going to change it up a little bit. Two genders, man and woman. If you go to court for child support, man, it never be the advantage for you, man. It's always the advantage for the woman in family court. If it's a husband and wife going at it, she is going to win 99% of the time. If you're an average man out here. This is the reality of family court, men and women. You go to court, sir. Your woman takes you to court, and then for child support and stuff like that. And you go to the court and say, I don't have no money. And you legitimately don't. Do they care? The first thing they're going to say, sir, you need to find a job, whether it's at Wendy's, Burger King, or whatever. It's your responsibility to take care of the child. Let me tell you, this is fact. This is a reality. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about you not saying, I don't know, I didn't know about this. You better have an understanding. They will tell you straight. You better get an understanding quick, because this child need to be taken care of. In reality, in family court, they do not care about you or the child or the mother. It's a business. And family court occurs every week, Monday through Friday, all throughout North America. There's a court case where the man is getting screwed. Literally, if you want to be forthwith about this. You got to know the laws of the land and the underlying situation, about family court with men. You have to know. You in court, this is war. You in court, guard your assets. Guard your money to the best of your ability, because this is war and they coming after you. I talked about family court It's like on a previous show, family court is like the devil's playground. You're not going to win. You're not. You're gonna. It's and the more children you have, the more money you have, the worse it is for you. They will get like 2/3 of your earnings easily. So you have to know the tricks of the trade to guard your money. And what they will do is use your children as a proxy to put them in the middle of all that. Because you want to naturally, if you're a decent father, naturally you want to see your kid or kids. So what they will do is say, you want to see your kid on Saturday? Because most of the time you can't see your kids anyway, once a month or twice a month on a Saturday, or from Friday afternoon or Friday evening to Sunday evening, maybe once a month or twice a month if you're lucky. If you want to go through that, you gotta pay what they tell you, wherever the family chart is. So it could be one child, $800 a month. Let's say you making $400, just enough, but they don't care. You make $1,200 a month, they're gonna basically tax you at least about $700 of that. You need that to pay your rent. You maybe can't afford to pay you only make it $400 a week, which after taxes, which is $1,200 a month. You have maybe an average two kids. Your rent is like, let's say, $500 if you have a one room sharing a bathroom and kitchen or whatever. I'm just using this as an example. But the court can easily say, you got 2 children, $700. You only have $500 to work with. They said, well, what I'm gonna do? I got no money after I pay my rent. I gotta pay my electric bill, blah, blah, blah. Well, you better get another job. Judges will tell you straight up. So it's very unfortunate. So you have to know the laws, and I'm using family law as an example. You got to know how to maneuver because it's war. Saying you ignorant, telling the judge you ignorant, you don't know, they're not trying to hear that. Believe me, you're not going to get sympathy. Say, well, I didn't know. And there's a man crying. You can't do a Tyrese, the singer Tyrese, and crying and you know, snot coming out your nose, and that's not going to fly in court. They have no sympathy, unfortunately. Knowing the law. I gave you criminal, family, traffic. Could be landlord and tenant. Don't pay your rent because the landlord maybe not fixing the house, maybe a slumlord, but you still in certain places, you're still obligated to pay rent. You hold the rent, you don't pay for a year, you go to court. You tell the judge, well, I didn't give him no money because he didn't paint my house. He didn't fix this and fix that. Judge will say, well, that is the case. I see the pictures you presented. That is true. But in law, you cannot stop not giving the landlord money because he didn't fix. You would say, well, Your Honor, he didn't fix anything. There's roaches and rats all over the place. It's just disgusting. Judge could say, well, this is the cold truth here. Judge would say, well, that is true, and I have empathy for you, but the law states in section 1250, the Landlord and Tenant Act, that you still have to pay regardless. You make a complaint to the city, local city and have the local city investigate, and they will fix it, and then they will bill the landlord. That's the proper channel, sir. But you can't hold back that person's money. That I'm saying within the law. Well, I didn't know. Judge will say, well, you know now. You still got to pay. So do you have the money today? Because the landlord now is giving you a notice to kick you out because you didn't pay. And you say, well, I moved from there. I live in a different place now. Well, you still owe the previous landlord. That's why you're here. Well, why should I pay? Because he didn't fix the place, and I had to pay first and last months at a new place, and then I had to decorate that place, and this place. I'm just getting screwed all over, Your Honor. Sorry to hear that. But you still owe this landlord. Goodbye. Case dismissed. And then you have a certain amount of days, weeks, or months to pay this old landlord. Then if not, he could take you to small claims court. What? How you take me to small claims court? And he didn't even fix the place. How does that work? I had to spend first and last months on a new place. Then I had to get my electric and gas set up at the new place. And this guy screwed me at the old place because he didn't fix anything. I had to pay for more cleaning supplies and everything. And then he takes me to court. And I get no justice from this. And I end up having to pay this guy with interest and potential costs, which is extra money. And I have a deadline to pay him. If I don't, he could take me to small claims court and sue me with interest. This slumlord bastard. That's the law. Very unfortunate. But this is why you need to know and maneuver within the law. I could tell you really off the record how to maneuver in that situation, but I can't. That's not the right way to do within the law. There's always loopholes in everything you do, but I can't tell you that. You have to email me on that. We have to chat on that one. Thank you. And you're welcome. So knowing the law is very important. Knowing the law of the land. I can give you so many examples within the law, from local to federal, and anything in between. But that will save your life. That will give you a lot of headache, a heartache, alleviate any heartache. It's knowing the law and knowing how to maneuver. But you just can't be stuck on stupid saying, I did not know. Because you will lose every time. Not every time, every time. The only little stipulation, you might get a break a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're still responsible for the deed that you committed. Thank you for listening.